So I am reminding you all tonight that I'm going to be in class on Monday. Remember, Monday. Monday, we are going to be in the trust and tax workshop that I'm hosting with my business partner. Make sure my sound is up because I had my phones off earlier. There we go. So Monday, I wanted to come. I wanted to come on tonight to remind y'all. I'm so tired. I'm not gonna be on here long tonight. I'm so freaking tired. I got bags under my eyes, literally. Um, but I wanted to come on to remind you all that I am going to be hosting the trust workshop, right? And we're talking about taxes. We're talking about trust. We're talking about estate planning. And then we're also talking about the entire ecosystem, right? Which is the ecosystem of the American system. I've been kind of talking about this all week, the real American system and the fake American dream that they kind of share with you all. And that really keeps a lot of people in debt is this American dream, right? So some of the things that I've talked about, let's just give it a quick summary this week is how you're taught to go to school, get a college education, then you're taught to go and buy a car, then you're taught to go and buy a house or rent an apartment, right? A lot of you all aren't even taught to necessarily buy a house. And so, one of the biggest things that I've learned being self-employed and off of the system and is you really that's backwards. They don't teach you the truth, right? So a lot of people are in debt right now because your house, because your car, right? Because you went and got a six-figure college degree, and a lot of you all are not making six figures. So a lot of people are in debt right now because all of those things are another bill. And you really don't have an advantage until you learn to invest. You learn to buy your investment property first. So as I was kind of just sharing briefly earlier on the week is if you all have not purchased a property yet, if you are renting, right? If you are someone who's made, and you don't have to be single. I just like to say this to single people because a lot of times I hear young ladies and or men say, "Hey, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a house. I want to buy a house," right? Because again, that's what you've been indoctrined to think is that you need a house, but no one really tells you that the best thing to do is buy an investment property, right? And so some people are like, oh, well, I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with tenants. Just hear me out, right? So the first thing is one, you might want to actually do that. You might want to actually do that and go ahead and buy. These are the four accounts that I was just getting off of Instagram. I'm going to get on my. I'm going to believe that. So these are some of the things that we're going to talk about on the class on Monday. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I just want to get on this other page. The fake American dream is what I call it. What's up, author? Am I saying it right? Psalmist? I might just say Jackie. Good evening. Biggie Small says keep shining. Thank you. I just posted a video too with sharing with you all about some of this money that was spent. But we're gonna talk about that next week. I found some of my content and some of my videos. I went back through my videos from like 2000 to 2003 and 2004, and I found a lot of content being down at City Hall, in those rooms, watching the money get passed. So I just made a quick video. I think I uploaded it on YouTube already. I just uploaded it on Instagram and I just uploaded it on Facebook. So it will show you, it will show you the truth and how the money has been spent. So I want to see if people gonna be in an uproar about the amount of money and the money that's been spent in Chicago. Now, if some of y'all, if you go do some of your own digging and research in your cities, and you see how much your cities and your government, and this was all federally funded. Let's be clear. Um, See how your cities and your government actually funded this money, funded all of these different programs, and push people to VIP front of the line when a lot of you all have been waiting for years. Some of y'all been waiting for years on different, you know, different wait lists. I'm just gonna say that. Some of y'all have been literally waiting years on different wait lists. So um I want you to understand that. I want you to understand the money. I want you to understand and get out of this matrix. Get out of this matrix that you're caught in, right? And I want you to get out of giving the government excuses for why they can't do things for you. Hey, Javay, um, I want you all to get out of excuses for why the government can't do things for you, because when you listen to how much money that was spent, when you hear, when you watch the video, did I put it on my YouTube channel yet? Let me check real quick. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't post it on my YouTube channel yet because I had to make it, I'm gonna post it when I get off of here. I had normally on the weekend when I post on YouTube at like 11 o'clock at midnight, those videos really get a lot of views. So a lot of y'all be up watching and looking on YouTube. So I'm gonna post it in a moment. But I'm gonna play it for you so you can hear it. I'm gonna play the video for you, YouTube, and then I'll post it and y'all will see the clip. But the other reason why I wanted to get on here, like I said, was to remind you of the class on Monday. If you have not got in class on Monday, go ahead and register. I'm gonna put the link. The link is already in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it down here in the video chat for everybody who has not registered yet. We do have over 100 people, so I will be opening up the room because I did tell y'all if we did get more than 100 that I was going to open up the room to allow more people in. So we paid the additional fee to make sure that everybody will get this information. Because I don't want y'all to ever say that we was gatekeepers. I don't want you to ever say, oh, well, no one told us, or people hide this information. When you learn this information, and if you don't do nothing with this information, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay? I want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing because we about to give you the most game on this live on Monday than you probably have ever received in your entire life. And if you decide not to do nothing with it, I don't want to hear nothing. Because once I start putting these videos out next week of what your great America did and how much money was spent on people who are not from here, who are not born here, who just came over here. A lot of them traveled across the jungle. Some came across boats. Hey, but they always got an excuse for you why they can't give you your reparations, why they can't do this for you in your neighborhood, why they can't do this for your community. A lot of Black communities across the United States look real bad. Look real bad. So I just want y'all to see and understand the facts. I want you to know the amount of money that was spent. I want you to know. I want you to know the amount of money that was spent so you can make sound decisions and you can quit making excuses, because there are none. There are none. Everybody else is getting built and paid for. Everybody else is getting poured into. Everybody else got resources but you. Move my head out the way. I see somebody is sending text messages for the trust class, right? Everybody been paid but y'all. Everybody. Everybody has been paid but y'all. So I learned how to get my reparations back. I just learned the system. I started studying these white men. I said, oh, hold on. You get to do this, you get to do that, you get to do this, you get to do that. Okay, let me study and see what y'all doing. So I don't get mad on this internet no more about what the rich and is doing. I'm climbing up the ladder to be just like them. What's the old saying? If you can't beat them, join them. And as they say, it's the American way, baby. We live in America. This is the American way. So on Monday, Gary and I are going to show you all the American way, the real American way. Okay? And it's free. Guess what, Chico? It's free. Now, if you want to drop your sister a tip up in here, I got a gold button up there at the top, and you can drop me a tip if you want to. But it's free. We're giving you this game for free. We're giving you this information for free. We about to put y'all on. You hear me? What's those? You heard me? We about to put y'all on. I sound so sleepy. I sound tired. I do. I sound it. I'm going to get off of here. I want y'all to listen to this, though. I want to play something for y'all. While a lot of people out right now playing, look at my YouTube channel. Look at y'all. Look at y'all on here. While a lot of people out at night having themselves a ball, the YouTube family, y'all always on here ready for a lesson. So let me play this video for you then. I've been on here 11 minutes. Let me play this video for you. And this is just a snippet, okay? So a lot of y'all don't necessarily live in Chicago, right? But you're hearing what's going on. You're hearing all the stuff that's going on. I'm trying to move my big old head out the way so y'all can actually see the number. All right, there we go. So y'all can actually see the number. I need to move over this way. There we go. So y'all can actually see the phone number and get into class. Again, it's free. All right. But I think a lot of times on this internet, a lot of people think that they have excuses, right? A lot of people have excuses right now as to what's happening, the amount of money that's being spent. People want us to be upset about ICE being here. And I just want to reiterate as well, American citizens, this is not, it's not about you. Okay? You're an American citizen, this is not about you. And for me, I'm just say as a freed man and woman, okay? Y'all like to call yourself black. We got to remove that term out of our vocabulary real soon. We so indoctrinated with saying black. But we got to learn. We got to learn who we are. We got to learn who we are. And a lot of us was already here. They want to call us African American, but that's a whole nother other story. I've been learning a lot these last couple of days, especially from some of y'all on YouTube that's been sending me some stuff. But let me get my point across. I found this video that Kata had made, and this is actually some of the stuff that I was getting ready to share next week with showing the money. So next week, I got this series that I'm starting called Follow the Money. And we're going to be talking about different cities, different states. It's not always going to be just Chicago, because you all need to know what's been happening and what's going on. So one of the videos that I'm sharing right now.
Let's talk about the money that is being spent. I think that there needs to be a federal audit against the company that we have contracted out to take care of the migrants. We have nurses that are being paid $64,000 a month. We have security officers that are being paid as much as $24,000 a month. We have citizens in this city that have been on the waiting list for affordable housing for years, and migrants have been bumped in front of them. We have people who have been given up to $9,000 a month for housing assistance. That amount of money can be life-changing for some families here in the city of Chicago. We are not anti-migrant. We do sympathize with them. But what I am is I am pro-Black. I am for.
So, did you hear that dollar amount? $64,000. That's what I have in my notes as well. So we hired Favorite Staffing here in Chicago. Favorite Staffing is the same staffing company that was running things in Texas. The Texas governor got tired. He started shipping the people that were coming across the border to blue states, especially blue states that were sanctuary cities, that were welcoming cities, as Mayor Brandon likes to say. We're a welcoming city. That's right. So how all of this got started, even with you all, some of you all finding my video and, everybody in uproar about the raid in Chicago and that building on the South Shore side. 150 units. Remember that. 150 units and less than 15 Black families were still living there. Let's be clear. 150 units and less than 15 Black families were still living there. So the few people that y'all saw on the TV, those people very well could have still been living there. That's their story. That's their experience. They were a part of the raid. But let's be clear. That building used to be completely Black, 150 units. 150 units down to less than 15. You do the math. You figure it out. But if you just heard her get on here and say that $64,000 was paid to one nurse in a 30-day pay period. 64. Some nurses make that the whole year. And this nurse was paid $64,000 in a 30-day pay period. There was security. How many of you all work security jobs? How many of you all know people who work security jobs? Do you know any security officers that make $24,000 in a 30-day period? Do you know any security officers that make $24,000 in a 30-day period? Okay. Exactly. That's what I said. Was she curing Ebola? Ebola? What the hell? No, this was a nurse that was working in a migrant shelter. No, you don't, Stoney. Right. I don't either. I don't know any nurse that makes $64,000 in 1 month. Now I'm in taxes. So I do several nurses' taxes, even my traveling nurses. Some of them make $150,000 to $200,000 in a year, the whole year. I don't know any nurse that makes $64,000 in 1 month in a 30-day period. I don't know any security officer that makes $24,000 in a 30-day period. Healthcare, what she say, a home healthcare agent. Now, some of y'all home healthcare agents, I don't know what y'all make, but I know you're not bringing home $17,000 in 1 month. $17,000. Exactly. And that's what we've been screaming from the rooftops. This video was filmed November 9th, 2023. Almost 2 years ago. I told y'all, the real fighters of Chicago, we've been doing this. We've been speaking up. We've been calling it out. We've been doing it. And this is why when I started seeing so much money pass down there, I was so heated and pissed off and ready to fight the mayor, the alderman. I got into it with a Hispanic alderman down there. I said, all right, Patrice, you don't have the emotional intelligence to be down here. Because Peaches was ready to come out. Okay. I did not have the emotional intelligence to be down there consistently like that. That's once we found out the money and we started following the money and finding receipts, because again, Brandon, I'm not even gonna call him Mayor Brandon. Brandon refused to give receipts. Brandon refused to put the receipts, to put the paperwork together. I remember when we was down there asking for receipts, he said it's too much. There's no such thing as too much. Your city is supposed to give you financial statements. You all are tax-paying citizens. We are tax-paying citizens of the third largest city in this country. And you think you just gonna spend money and you don't have to be accountable for it? So this is why I said, let me get on here and start teaching y'all the real system. Because the real system is these businesses. The real system is starting these companies, starting these non-for-profits. They love to push non-for-profits. Resurrection, which is a non-for-profit that helped a lot of the migrants get housing, they got like 63 million in funding. That's how they was giving them the up to 9,000, up to 8,000 in rent. They were the ones that were paying that money. And a lot of this money came from your federal government, Biden. Biden paid for all of it. So that's why I tell y'all all the time, don't get on this internet going back and forth arguing with nobody about no red and blue. Because both parties right now, the whole government is shut down, and both red and blue is being paid right now. Your Congress and your Senate is being paid, while a lot of y'all have lost your jobs. You're on furlough, federal workers. People talking about the airlines is messed up because TSA not. Hey, I don't know when America is going to get mad for real about it, but hey, if you're not mad about it, I ain't mad about it. I'm gonna get this money. If you're not buying crypto right now while it's down, while it's in the dip, hey, you're not learning stocks, you're not learning about investing, you're not buying land and property. Hey, I don't got nothing else to say. I'm gonna tell you everything. I'm gonna show you the facts, because when I come next week, I'm gonna put the videos up. It's a young guy on the news station, NBC News, I think. And he was doing a lot of the digging. So he got a lot of receipts, the few receipts that we have, because we don't have many. Yeah, y'all over here talking about what and wow and how. Yeah. We're gonna shame what's the old saying? I don't know that church slang. Let me not even try to say it, because I'm not a church member or person. So I'm gonna repeat this one more time. $64,000. Favor Staffing was hired here. Favor Staffing has received over $900 million from the city of Chicago. Let's be clear. I was down there when all of the money was voted to give to them. First, they got $400 million. Then they got another $300 million. Then they got another $200 million. And then he gave them another $50 million right before they closed the shelters. So let's say, I don't remember, was it October of 24? This was last year. Either October or November. They had just passed and approved another $50 million to Favor Staffing. And the next month, they claimed they closed all the migrant shelters. So what the hell you get them $50 million for if they was about to close them in the next month? That don't even make sense. So I've been telling y'all they've been laundering money. They've been stealing money. And that's why you see people online from Chicago asking for the federal government to come in for an audit. That's why you see people calling on Trump to come in for an audit. Because when you have people that live here and that went down to City Hall to ask our mayor to try to talk to our aldermen. We've even written letters to Kwame Raoul, who is the Attorney General. None of them are doing anything. So when you get tired of being ignored, we're not people like a lot of people in Chicago that I've talked to. Oh, that's just how it is. Oh, that's just how we are here. You know, that's just how it is. You know, that's a real weak mindset. That's a real weak mindset to say that's just how it is all the time. Anybody that's on YouTube watching my video, I would love it if y'all could hit the like button. That helps my page and my channel. So thank you for that. Tell the truth or shame the devil. Thank you. Because I didn't want to misquote it, because I'm not, like I said, I don't do religion. I don't go to church anymore. A lot of stuff that's indoctrined in us, I no longer participate in. So yeah. Home health care work, nurse 64,000 in a third. And then again, this is in a 30-day period. I need y'all to understand this. This is in a 30-day period. Y'all know what a 30-day period is. If they get paid once a week, that's 4 pay periods. If they get paid twice a month, 1st and the 15th, right? 30-day period. In a 30-day pay period. This lady done damn near made $1 million if she was there for the whole year. Look, 60 bands times 10 is 600,000. Add another 120 on top of that. She has 720,000 if she worked the whole full year. And I'm pretty sure she did, making that type of money. But who else got paid out of that? That's what I'm trying to tell you. All by tax dollars. All Chicago citizens have paid into that. Every single last one of us who pay taxes on a daily basis up in here. That's our money that was spent. That's actually, and I said that at the press conference that we did at City Hall in 2023, that this is a misappropriation of funds. Who signed off on this? Unfortunately, we have a Black city treasurer right now. I mean, somebody should have been questioning that. I know me as a tax and accounting person, if my client brought me they pay period, and I'm looking at these numbers, I would have been asking some questions. What CPA and accounting firm? Y'all, well, see, that's the difference. When you're working with the city not going through a CPA and accounting firm like private owned companies. The city has their own internal payment through the treasurer, through the treasurer's office, different departments that pay these bills, the city bills. Okay, so let's be clear. So again, we're going to run that back. $64,000 to one nurse in one 30-day period. $24,000 to one security guard. And do y'all hear that? That's not multiple people. This is one individual that got this amount of money. The federal funds in this case got allocated only for the migrants. I have another video I'm getting ready to show you. So this is why when people was mad and talking smack about the Hispanics voting for Trump, a lot of Hispanics, again, are not clueless like a lot of Black people. I'm going to just say that. A lot of Hispanic people are not clueless like a lot of Black people. So this is another video. This is proof that Biden sent money specifically only for immigrants.
Pilot program begins to give migrants who are living in shelters permits to work in the United States. An application program tomorrow will help process 150 migrants. NBC5's Courtney Sisk breaks down how the process will work and who it leaves out.
When immigrants are given the opportunity to apply for a work permit, we do. When immigrants are given the opportunity to find jobs, we do. Starting Thursday, New Chicago migrants will have a one-stop shop opportunity to apply for work permits through a pilot project in partnership with federal, state, and city governments. The Resurrection Project of Chicago is heading the process, and while 150 migrants will start the workshop Thursday, they're hopeful to process 300 a day after Thanksgiving. At the workshops, they will be going through a legal screening, so attorneys will determine if the immigrant is eligible to apply, and if they are, then volunteers will help with the application itself. Agents from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services will be on site to accept applications and begin their process. It could take just 1 to 2 months before migrants can start work, but the project doesn't include everyone. Unfortunately, the current program is actually excluding the long-term undocumented community who has lived in Chicago for a long time. According to the Resurrection Project, 180,000 undocumented immigrants live in Chicago and have been waiting decades for work permits. That community will continue to be left out. The Biden administration has not opened up a federal work permit program for the undocumented community. This includes dreamers. Immigrants at a Brighton Park migrant meeting this week voiced their frustration with the move. It's not that I'm against the migrants, it's just it's not fair. There's been plenty of Mexicans who've been here a long time and they still don't even have a permit. Resurrection Project officials estimate 11,000 of the 20,000 migrants in Chicago will be eligible for the work permits. The pilot program begins to give migrants who are living in
Did you hear that? She said it. She said it on the news. This is on the news. Anybody that's from Chicago, you know that white lady that be on the news? Y'all see her? Now, Chico, why you talking smack? I ain't harmful. I'm not. I'm not silly no more, Chico. Not what you got to say. Not what y'all got to say. That's not even hush money. She didn't get hush money. She got overpaid so other people can get paid out of that. That's what you don't understand. That's not hush money. Do that make sense to you? Nobody is getting $64,000 as no nurse. She's being overpaid so she can cash that check and she can give the people the cash. That's how money laundering is done. You talking about hush money? Ain't no damn hush money. Them all the people that's working together to get it. It's black people in my inbox to this day from 2023 when they first saw me on here talking about this on TikTok. Okay? When they first saw me talking about this on TikTok, sending me messages, people who worked at the dang on shelter. Black people, a few black people worked at the shelter. Other Hispanics, other Venezuelans, because they had Mexican and Venezuelan working there. But they were saying that other Venezuelans were reporting on them because they were using translator to communicate. And of course, it's not that many black people, so they was pushing the black people out. The black people was like, oh, well, we were getting fired for unreasonable circumstances and things like that. Because when you have money laundering going on and when you lying, they don't want other people in there to know all that. But this is what I was saying. And Chicago, this is why I was saying why everybody was fake outrage, why I was calling it fake outrage. Because you have so many of us who have been down there, been putting this information out, been sharing what was going on, and nobody cared. Nobody heard nothing. Nobody cared. But now all of a sudden you see a black grandma or you see 2 or 3 people on the internet talking about they were, detained in a raid. Now everybody up in arms. Where was y'all at when we was showing you all of this in 23 and 24? Like, where were you then? Where were you when the people at the building was down at City Hall with us, begging and asking the mayor and the aldermen for help? Before they building got overran, before they building got took all the way over. They were being terrorized on a daily basis. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all only care because you seen them on the news last week. But where were you when these people were being terrorized their entire life, every single day? for years. Let's be clear. That building's been overran since about 20, at least since 2022. So I got tired. I quit going down there. I quit fighting for people who it wasn't affecting me. Once I moved my mama out the building, it wasn't affecting me. I was down there to speak up for my mama who was living in that senior building. But once I ended up moving her out, once I had her coming and staying in my house probably almost a year before we actually moved her all the way out of her apartment last year. So I was like, why am I down here fighting for, I don't need to fight no more. I got my mama. But unfortunately, a lot of those singers were, affected. They were affected. And the truth needs to be told. I refuse to sit on this internet and see how they trying to just make it seem like all of this stuff that's going on in Chicago, like the mayor and the governor don't know why things are going on the way that they're going on when they started this. You can't start the stuff and then hide your hand. I hate people like that. You want to throw a rock and then hide your hand. Like, nah. So the 150 Black residents moved due to the building being overran by gangs. That and the building itself was not inhabitable. Like the building, if you go on my TikTok page, I posted the guy. It's a guy named Wayne.Head25. He worked for the property management company. He was posting videos back in February and March of this year of how that building looked and the conditions of that building. That building looked like the Carter from New Jack City. Like it was not inhabitable for a family. It's not inhabitable for a woman with kids to be in there. It was, rooms boarded up. It was rooms trashed. It was people living in the boiler room. He showed how the laundry room looked. It was all turned, twisted upside down and around. It was hallways that had pipes and water built up, flooding. Like it was. And then he showed some of the videos. You see the Hispanics, you see the Venezuelans there. You see them there. And he was showing like, this is not safe. Women shouldn't be able to be living in here with their kids. You can literally every doors were open. It's 5 floors. And it's 150 units. So it's 50, 50, 50. It's like a C-shaped building. It's like that. The building shaped like that. So 50 here, 50 here, 50 here. And that's not the only building. Like it's several buildings that's overran. And a couple of the YNs have taken over. I mean, some of the YNs have stopped certain things, like the building on 63rd and Houston. Those guys over there, they stopped them Venezuelans. They checked them. They got them up out of there. But South Shore don't have the same amount of people that when we grew up over there in South Shore, we didn't. It's the same people not over there. The kids that is over there now, they fighting each other. Like it's not the same. So some areas have fought back, but some areas have not. And South Shore is one of them. South Shore, I even driving through there and going through there, I don't think I see people that I know and grew up with. Like there's a lot of new faces over there. So if you don't have people who's from that town, from that area, from that neighborhood still there, then you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how you say you saw that, Precious, that they was fighting back. Yeah, because they've had some dealings with some of these guys. There's a couple of videos with the YNs, as y'all call them. I call them young men, but in this case, I'm gonna call them YNs because that's what we need at this point. You need the YNs to come pick it up and quit fighting with each other and come get these dudes up out of there. But I just wanted to show y'all that clip because this is the reason why I focus on what I focus on. I realized being down there that I need to keep focused on empowering my people about the system and waking them up. Because if you're not going to go down at City Hall and speak up for yourself or stand up for yourself, at least fix your life. At least make your life better for you and your family. At least get your money up. At least get your weight up. At least buy you some property. Because you can't save everybody. I mean, and that's ultimately what it is. I mean, when you want to help people, you want to help people. But even now, I'm not trying to save everybody. Like I said, I've let the people that I call the Negroes, the ninjas, you be trying to save the ninjas, but you can't save the ninjas. So those of you all who are smart enough to see things clearly, are smart enough to think bigger, are smart enough to get in the class and the workshop and say, well, let me learn what Patrice putting down. That's all I could do. And that's all God want me to do at this point. It's over with trying to save the hood, right? The hood, if the hood want to stay stuck in the hood mentality, everybody out right now hanging out. The club parking lot is getting real full right now, but it's very few of y'all that's on this internet paying attention to what's really going on. You're not letting partying and kicking it. And my cousin was telling me earlier today when she was doing my hair, like, our people are so lost and gone. You have vision that they don't have. Like, I see myself with all this land and property. I see myself, a multi-millionaire. I see myself in different spaces and things, but I'm also in some of these spaces. I'm in business. I'm in, boardrooms. I'm in some of these galas. I've been in rooms with Brandon. I was sitting at the table right behind Brandon at the NHS gala. Right behind him and Preckwinkle. I'm just sitting there looking at him. I know he looking like, I know her from somewhere. Yeah. You seen me at City Hall. But I'm one that's also in these same rooms with you. Because of who I am and how I move. Because of who I know and connected with. They was at table 1. I literally was at table 3, right behind them. Him and Preckwinkle. I'm just sitting there, minding my business, sitting pretty. See, they don't expect, they think sometimes when you down there at City Hall and you get a little rah, they don't expect to see you in the room. See, but I'm not the average person. So that's why I had to step back from even going down there and being so vocal, because I'm a business. I'm a business owner. So it's certain rooms that I'm going to be in and I'm going to still see you. So I don't got to be down there cussing you out. That's what we got other groups and people for. Everybody not supposed to be on the front line. Some people you need to move in silence. Some people you need to have in the room with them while they voting, while they making decisions. Some people you need to be able to go to these galas and shake their hand and smile. And you get what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. We have to learn to play the game like they do. Because that's basically what y'all politicians do. They lie and smile in your face. And we have been saying for the last 2 years that they go down there and vote completely different than what they tell their constituents they're going to do. It's 20 black aldermen. I just told you only one, Alderman Anthony Beale, was the only one to speak up. In the 2 years that I was down there, Anthony Beale is the only one to speak up. And let me say something about Anthony Beale. Because I lived in Pullman as well. Pullman, 111th, is the only community that is built up on the far south side. Let's be clear. We got Walmart over there. You got a whole strip mall. You got Dollar Tree. You got Ross. You got LA Fitness. You got other stores, little Chinese nail shop, a couple other little spots. He made sure that strip mall was over here for the community. Now, he had a whole nother other strip built across the street on 111th with a Potbelly, a Culver's. We have a Culver's. We have a Chick-fil-A. The south side of Chicago on 111th has a freaking Chick-fil-A. Pay attention. He is the only Black alderman who has actually put the work in, put the time in, and actually helped his community. So when people talk about him, hey, I don't got nothing to do with that. However y'all feel about him, feel how you feel. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to negate that man and his accomplishments. I'm not going to do that when I know that there's 20 aldermen down there and nobody else neighborhood look like that. Nobody else neighborhood built up. Michelle Harrison been alderman along Stony Island and 71st forever, and it's nothing hardly built over there. She been with all of the freaking mayors, Rahm, Lori, and Stony Island should look like Harlem. We should not have to drive to Harlem to go get stuff. We should not have to drive to Cicero to go and get stuff and buy stuff. So again, no elected official, you are going to agree with everything. That's just what it is. You're going to have some people mad and some people who happy. That's just what it is. That's the game of politics. Because I saw some lady on my post talking about Bill, like, well, he won't meet with us about the people past. I think the VIDOC, everybody feel like he only puts money into the Pullman district, which is where the Black train community were, and then along the expressway. So I've heard people from that area express that, right? And maybe you need to come down to address him at City Hall. Maybe you do need to go to his constituent night if he have one. I don't know what y'all need to do, but you need to figure it out. If you live in that area and you are that upset with him or feel like he won't talk to you, then you got to go and talk to him. You got to go and bring force. He's always at the Pullman community center that he built. And he told me personally that community center cost $20 million to build, and he only has a mortgage on that building for $2 million because the other $18 million he got in private funding. He didn't ask the city of Chicago for not $1, not one dime. He got Ford to donate. He got Walmart to donate. He got all them companies over there that he helped put there. He got them to donate and build that Pullman Center. It's an Amazon over there now. It's a soap making place, some green company. It's a greenhouse place over there. Like, baby, he built that whole thing up. I will never take that away from that man. Never. Because he brought to the South Side what was needed. Businesses, jobs, resources, food. We should not be having to go downtown to go to Chick-fil-A. You get what I'm saying? So you have to pay attention to that. If your alderman has done nothing and they've been an alderman for 10, 20 years and you still voting them in, then y'all the goofies for doing it, but keep voting them in. But we also have to say, no, we need some other people to step up. That's why they want me to be alderman. I don't want to be no damn alderman. I know the politics game, the politics game. Now, if anything, I probably would consider being an alderman versus the whole mayor. I don't want to be no damn mayor of the whole city. I don't want to deal with that. Because that job there, I will say, being down there and seeing for myself, oh, that's a paid for job. That's a bought job. That's a paid and bought position. CTU paid for Brandon, ran his whole campaign. They bought him in. And then they knew that half the city of Chicago wasn't going to vote because only 31% of Chicago came out to vote. Let's be clear. It's not like Brandon ran and made 11-11. Ashe, ashe. Ashe, ashe. Thank you. Thank you, Most High, for my confirmation. 11-11. So again, this is why I have transitioned my mind into, instead of playing the politrick game, I'm gonna teach as many people to get their money. Because if you don't care enough to speak up for yourself, then at least care enough to set up for your family. Set your family up. Make sure that the next generation got something. Make sure that your kids got something. Your grandkids got something. Make sure that they trust and the estate plan is set up. So whatever happens in this country, at least you know that your family can make it. But you cannot be stuck arguing on the internet as Americans, because that's the problem. Everybody has just gotten complacent and comfortable running their mouth online, writing these think pieces and paragraphs. I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't come typing all that crap up on my page and videos. I'm not reading them paragraphs. Like, who is y'all talking to? Ain't nobody reading that. Like, I don't care. You think I care that you mad that you seen a grandmama outside? Like, you're fake outraged. You're fake outraged because everybody gone about their life today. You see what I'm saying? The video is finally getting less traction and less comments. Finally, I was waking up till about 50 to 100 comments a couple of hours. Now we down to maybe less than 25 comments a day now. It's slowly starting to taper down because this is how people are up in range for a couple of days and then back to their normal schedule. They done found another news headline, you know. This is America. This is America. I don't know the words to the song, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The boy. This is America. This is America. Baby, I'm not about to let these people stress me out. I'm gonna share with y'all what I'm doing. If you want to learn it, hey, let's roll. If you don't, peace. Just don't come writing no think pieces over here because I'm gonna troll you. I'm gonna troll you. I've been trolling the hell out of these people these last couple of days, baby. They be big mad. They write another paragraph. And I got to send them that video that I made. If y'all that upset, go to City Hall October 16th at 10 a.m. If you that mad, go to City Hall. But we're going to see. Because I'm not going to be there. I've already told y'all. But I know people that will be there. I'm going to ask them, how many people showed up for the City Hall meeting on Thursday? We're going to see. Everybody that's in the uproar, we're going to see who show up. Nobody. What you were saying, Precious, you say, find the balance. Agreed. Play the long game, chess, not checkers. Everybody play their role. Why not? I could see you as an alderman. Girl, because God got bigger and better for me. I'm not going to be here in Chicago. I got another confirmation today. I am not going to be here in Chicago. I'm too advanced for Chicago. Chicago, like I said, unfortunately, Chicago is a city of slaves. A city of slaves. Slave mentality, slave mindset. I'm going down south. The Black people down south know themselves. They know their culture. They know their history. They got land. They understand land. Having conversations with some of these people up here, it's like talking to a brick wall. It's like, I'm just over it. And a lot of people say that when you are successful, that you have to go outside of your city. A lot of people usually thrive when they go outside their city. And that's what it is. I got a lot of people here that, we got a lot of haters here. We're going to say that. People hate my mouth. Like today, I went to the park. And I never go to this park on 87th and Jeffrey, but I went to the park today on 87th and Jeffrey to do my run. And I guess it was some kids playing Little League out there. Not Little League. What's that? Flag ball. Yeah, they had the little strips on their side. And it was of course it was, a Black family. I mean, it was Black people. So, how the parents all line up and sit next to each other and they all huddled up. And I seen a couple of women that was like mean mugging me. I said, oh, Lord, they mad, y'all. They mad. So I'm in my zone when I'm out there working out, baby. I have my headphones on, but I have them on set to beware. So I can hear the outside. I can hear everything around me, right? So, but I be in my zone. Whatever little music I'm playing, I'm, bop, bop, bop. I was playing some song. I was playing Mona Leo. She got some song that I really like. It's a straight hood song though. It's a straight banger though, but it gets you pumped up. So she's like, I'm gonna come around. She was like, you keep on talking, I'm gonna pop your grandma. I was like, what? She's like, you keep on talking, I'm gonna pop your grandma. I was like, pop, pop, pop. So every time I walk past them, I would sing that part, and I would do my hand like I would do my hand like that, pop, 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 and I'll be dancing, and then I'll go back to working out the regular way when I go around the rest of the park, because the park is like a 12, what they say, you can walk up to 12 miles around there. You go, I think, like 5 laps or something like that. So every time I got on that side with them, I just was trolling. Because I could tell like they was talking amongst themselves, but that's the difference. They was talking amongst themselves, not to me. Long as don't nobody address me personally, I don't care what you say behind my back or in your little huddle, but that's how it is. That's how it always is. Women love to get together and talk shit behind your back, but they rarely can address you in person in your face. So I'm not worried about no chicks talking smack in a huddle at their kids' football game while they sitting comfortably. It's petty, yeah. But while you sitting comfortably mean mugging me, like that shit means something to me. That shit don't mean nothing to me. Get up and stand on it. Get up and say something if you don't like it. But they not. That's what happened when we went in the room before. All the little older women just mean mugging, looking crazy and stuff. Like, hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. People be shocked to see you pop out in the room. Like, ain't nobody scared around here. This is my city. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. If you either like it or you don't, but that don't mean the truth is not the truth. And that's the thing. Most of the stuff that I'm saying, I'm speaking truth. I'm talking facts. I'm speaking my truth. Their truth is theirs and mine is mine. Do you know Phoenix Moon in New York? I don't. I've never heard of that person. When you the chosen one, people gonna watch you in your greatness. Facts. She's facts all the time. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's not necessarily, y'all on YouTube, because y'all on YouTube. But I'm gonna say this for Facebook. I need y'all to stop telling me to be careful. I need y'all to stop sending me messages. I got a couple of messages from a couple of guys today telling me to be careful. I don't like that. Don't do that. One, I'm not scared. Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. Whenever God ready for some stuff to happen, that's when it's gonna happen. But I'm not walking around here in fear. Okay? I don't walk in fear. I don't like when people speak that over me. Don't speak that over me. That's you that think like that. That's not me that think like that. So don't type on there, be careful. Don't type on my page, be careful. That's fear mentality and mindset. We don't got to say be careful. I pray over myself every day I walk up out of here. Like I said, when it's my time, God it'll be what it be. But I don't need nobody telling me to be careful and to do this and watch this and no. Obviously, I'm on here for a reason. Obviously, he got me speaking and talking for a reason. I don't like that. Don't do that. That's that fearful mindset. Because one dude was like, you a chosen one and the ancestors got you covered. But then in the same sentence, you talking about be careful. How do the ancestors got me covered and I'm chosen? And then you in the same sentence talking about be careful. That's fear, baby. Real chosen ones, real leaders don't walk around in fear. We don't think like that, so don't push that on me. Don't message me that. Don't type that on my post, none of that. If that's how you feel, keep that to yourself. You ain't got to tell me. I'm going to make it clear right now. Don't message me that. Don't text me that. Don't message me that. Don't type it on my videos, none of that, because I'm going through YouTube and deleting people who comment like that. Don't bring that energy over here. I don't walk in fear. I don't fear no man. None. So let's get that together. All right? Let's get that together. But again, pay attention. Come into the workshop because I'm finna go to bed. It's 11:22. I got bags under my eyes. I'm about to take a sleep pill tonight so I can sleep uninterrupted. I'm about to put my phone on Do Not Disturb for Sunday. I will come on here at some point of the day to remind y'all again to get in this workshop because we about to change some people's lives if you ready. If you ready and you believe, because you got to believe that your life could change. If you living in fear, if you think this is just the system and this is just the way it is, and the rich and Trump and them have done everything, you're not going to be ready for this class. Don't even waste your time coming if you don't believe that you could change your life. That seat could be held for somebody else. All right. That seat could be for somebody else who is ready to do something. Because I'm telling you, the information that we are about to give you is life-changing. You say, how do you sign up? You can text this phone number right here behind me and I'll send you the link. Or I'm going to type it right here in the chat for you. And again, it's completely free. We're not charging you for the information that we'll be sharing here. It's Monday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you live in on Eastern Time Zone, then it's 7 p.m. If you Pacific, you'll figure that out. What time is that? What time is that? But there you go right there. But originally we had 100 seats. As of this morning, as of yesterday morning, we had 78 people registered. So my partner messaged me today and said we had 93 people. So that was this morning. I've been sending text messages all day. So originally I was going to close it out at 100 seats, but I am opening it up to more of you. We opened it up and it's free. Yep. So let me just scroll through YouTube to make sure I got everybody before I get off of here. You say, Patrice, your prices are high for a phone call with you. $179 to talk to you for 13 minutes. I want my money back. I can't stand here. And it's not 13 minutes. It's Chico, I'm going to catch you in real life and I'm going to pop you in the head. I promise. I love it though. I ain't going to lie, Chico. I love to see when you come on here because I know I'm going to laugh like a mod. You are hilarious. I love that. That's what I like. I like to laugh and talk business at the same time. Hey, I love that. He's just hilarious. I'm from New York City, probably leaving New York. Rent is too high. Rent been too high in New York. My daddy lived in New York back in 2000. Was this when I was in high school? When he worked at NYU. This was like early 2000s. And that rent was like $2,000 for the apartment was the size of my dining room. Like the whole apartment. I was like, New York got straight boxes and they charging y'all all this dang old money. My sister was living in Manhattan and her rent with her friends was $2,500 a month. It was like 6 of them. So they must have been paying like what, 6 times 12? They must have been paying like 20, 24 bands for a crib in Manhattan. I'm like, girl, and you living in a 1-bedroom and you got to share your bathroom and share your kitchen with somebody and you paying $2,500 a month. Like, oh my God. So I don't know how nobody lived in New York. And I don't know how New York ain't flipped the hell out about the money that they done spent on the damn migrants on y'all. Because the amount of money y'all pay in New York and y'all haven't flipped out about how they done housed them migrants in them nice hotels. Because here in Chicago, they was hosting these people downtown in these nice hotels. Like, wait a minute, hold on. So, and people think that you mad at them. No one is mad at the migrants directly. It's not their fault. It's our government fault. It's not their fault. It's our government fault. But we have to ask those questions. How did Biden and them be okay with doing this? Like, y'all ain't asking enough questions for me. You can't just be blaming everything on red. Because all of this happened during Biden administration with the borders being open, with all of these new people from different countries that we got here. And there's nothing wrong with having people from different countries here, because people come over here all the time, but they come over here legally. That's what y'all not understanding. It's a whole process that they go through. Chicago police had measles because they had all of these people in the police stations. We couldn't even go in our own police stations and make a report, y'all. If we had an issue, we could not go in our own police stations. They would tell us that we had to go get on the phone. Now, if you a woman and you just got robbed down the street across the police station and you trying to go over there to make a report, you upset, you frantic, you can't even get to your own police station because they got all these people in here. Sleeping on the floor, sleeping on mattresses, sleeping on cots, sleeping on all type of stuff. So our lives are affected and were affected by this. You get what I'm saying? No one was paying attention back then. Everybody like, oh yeah, just let the money roll in. But now there's been a couple of years. Now we're seeing the chaos. You can't just let everybody up in here. You can't just let people in without checking them for diseases. We have new diseases here that we haven't had. When the last time y'all heard of measles, a measles outbreak? I haven't heard of measles since I was in preschool, when they used to give us the vaccine for it, for your kids, when we was in the 80s. We ain't seen measles in over 30 years. Now, all of a sudden, we got, and it's another disease that's newer that came when a lot of them came here. Measles for sure, because one of the police officers died from measles. Died, I don't know if she had an allergic reaction or something, but I want to say it was a Hispanic woman, but a police officer passed away. See, this stuff they don't want to put out there. They be wanting to hide that type of information. Like, it's a lot that's been happening. Chicago, we are the third largest city. I need y'all to know that and understand that. We're the third largest city. So a lot has happened here, and our government and our mayor just doesn't want it out. That's why they all on there protesting and saying whatever they want to say. But at the end of the day, people just not seeing my video that I put up. Yeah, that was real. That's why I said no one wants to. Everybody is fake outraged.
Let's talk.
They ain't got to tag Zoe. She knows. She was down there at City Hall. That's why I'm putting all these little videos out here and there just so y'all can see. And a lot of these videos are already posted on my TikTok channel. I'm just reposting them now since everybody is fake woke about it now. Let me finish going through these comments and then I'm getting off of here. I'm only on YouTube now. I got off of everything else. No, Chico, when you went on my site, it's a pay button on there. Everything is business, Chico. We don't do no Cash App over here. Real business owners not taking no Cash App as no payment. That's not secure. So the same site that you went on talking smack about my daggone prices, that's where you go and book an appointment. You pick your day and time to talk to me. It's marked on the calendar. You got to choose a date and time. And then when you choose your day and time, it's going to tell you to pay for your appointment. And that's how you get your appointment. Okay, because I don't want to have Chico waiting too long. Yesterday he was over here cussing me out. I was rolling so hard at your daggone comments yesterday, Chico. seeing you and the DJ guy, y'all like, you like, hello, do you see me? Do you see my question? Go up to the top, scroll to the top. So when I'm talking, I don't scroll. Like right now, I'm scrolling through and I can see your comments. So I got my hand on here and I'm scrolling through. But as I'm talking, it just sits on the screen. It's not like showing me, it's not like a rolling, like how TikTok is rolling. I can see people comments as I'm talking, right? YouTube is not like that. So I have to actually take my hand and scroll down to keep up with y'all comments. So yesterday when my God baby was doing my hair, you saw I was sitting back here. My hand wasn't near the computer. So I literally didn't see your questions. But when I took her home and my laptop was still up and I could still see the comments, even though the live had ended, I was scrolling through and I was laughing so hard. But I love people like y'all because y'all are the ones that make life great, right? Y'all are the ones that make it easy to get on here because I know we're going to talk shit and laugh at each other, right? That's what we do. So that's why I said my YouTube channel, I've been missing on here for a minute. I kind of went away for a year and a half, but I got new directions. God gave me some new directions. So y'all will see me on here every single night. Well, not even night. I'm gonna get a schedule for y'all. But I'm back on here. Right now it's the nighttime. Yeah. He said, what the fuck did she do to earn 64,000? Look, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said, Quiz. I said, was the lady back there devising the cure for Ebola? What the hell? No, she didn't deserve nothing for that 64,000. She cashed that check and made sure somebody else got paid. That's how money laundering looks. And that's what I'm saying. Like, somebody should have been asking questions down at City Hall when those well, I guess it wouldn't have been because they already gave the money to favorite staff. And now that I'm thinking about it, they passed the money to favorite staff. And so favorite staffing was the ones that paid the people directly. But the money was passed from our mayor and alderman. The money was passed by them. So let me finish these little questions. Yeah, while we have people currently unemployed and not able to receive any assistance. Exactly. That's why I wanted y'all to know the truth. Don't get on here and just blame Trump for everything because you mad at him. Like, look at the whole picture. Look at who started all this mess. And then ask those type of questions. Why? Why would he open up these systems only for them? Why would he leave out the legal immigrants that have been here? You heard that woman say, I don't hate the migrants, but we've got people that's been here 20 years waiting for a freaking work permit. So why would he open up the work permit specifically for them and leave out others? That's wrong. That's what we've been saying. So that's why so many Hispanics was like, people was talking smack about the Hispanics voting for Trump. They not controlled by the blue Democratic Party machine. They understand. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So many of y'all is brainwashed about that blue, and you're not looking at the entire picture. You're not asking the right questions. And you should be asking questions. It should not just be, oh, well, we rolling with blue, but blue playing in your fucking face. Let's be clear. Playing in your face. And then now that people from here have been yelling, Trump, come here. We need an audit. The audit gonna be next. Believe me, while Chris on there talking shit about come lock him up and get him, watch Trump get their ass. And I can't wait till he do. Watch he get their ass. I know he is. I know he on it now. Because they've been talking shit. They've been holding rallies. They've been doing the most. Like, how you want him to give you federal funding and money, but you talking shit to him? That don't even make sense. And this is why I said, elected officials have lost their damn mind because they supposed to be grown. They're supposed to be the elected officials, right? So that's the reason why you elect these people, because they're supposed to be speaking on your behalf. They're not speaking for everybody. They're only speaking for the illegals. Do that make sense? Do that make sense that your mayor and your governor are only sticking up and speaking for one group of people? The rest of the city, we over here yelling, the city is burning. We need help. Bring the fire trucks. And it's going on deaf ears, right? But they down here protesting and going back and forth for illegals. Why are y'all not questioning that? Why are y'all not asking questions? I don't understand that. And that's what pisses me off about Black Chicago, because it's like, oh, we need to be, well, on Facebook, y'all on YouTube, like I said, y'all are smarter, a way smarter group of people. But on Facebook and Instagram, these dummies is on here making posts and think pieces. We should be figuring out how to work with our mayor. We should be figuring out how to support our mayor. I'd have had to snooze a couple of people. I have unfollowed people. I have snoozed a couple of people because I'm like, y'all can't be this damn slow. Like, you just can't be. Like, I'll be over here like, God, why do you have me down here with these slow ass people? I just be like, you can't be that damn slow. Like, the man is on TV fighting and yelling and protesting and going at it with the news people and the journalists, and then in the same sentence asking this man for money. They in the same sentence asking Trump to get him federal funding for stuff. Do y'all understand what is happening? These people that we got over in Chicago and Illinois, the governor, they have to go. They have to go. They have to go. They do. They do. They have to go. Or y'all city gonna burn, because I'm getting out of here. I'm getting my mama up out of here. Y'all city gonna burn to the ground. It is. It's gonna end up burning with the type of leadership that you have now. It is. It's gonna burn. And I will hate to see my beautiful city do that, because it's already gone down. Now they got some white dude on here. I don't know who he is. They got him going around like some dude with a beard going around to different areas. Now, he done went to Broadview, which is not Chicago. He done went to Lombard, which is not Chicago. And so then earlier he was downtown talking about how beautiful and how things are here. And I commented on his post. I was like, take your ass to the hood. Why you all on here talking all this crap about the ICE being here and F ICE? He got a shirt on saying F ICE. I said, take your ass to the hood, because y'all always love to come and show downtown and the north side and the west side, Broadview near Cicero. Cicero is not Chicago. Take y'all ass to the hood. Come over here to Inglewood. Come over here to South Shore. Come over here to the Wild Hunnies. He won't take his motherfucking ass over there. That's why I comment that on his post. Take your ass to the hood. Why y'all over here making all these think pieces and got these people over here protesting? All them white people down there live up north. Let's be clear. Live in Skokie. These illegals and migrants do not live in their neighborhoods and communities. Why they all on here protesting? Show them in their neighborhood. Because they not. So that's why I say that's the whole also part of the fake outrage. It's fakeness. I don't do fake and phony. I'm the realest that it is. I don't have a lot of kicking about nothing. And that's what I don't like, is that whole fake facade that is put up. Like Chicago is just cool and we down on crime. We are not down on crime. I wish his goofy ass would stop saying that shit. Shit. I damn near had to get down from a AK-47 shootout with some gangbangers. I couldn't tell what color they was. I just know I heard The clip. Well, they got an extra clip. They got an extra long clip. Like, you over here talking about crime down. Dude, if you don't get your goofy ass up off of here. But again, your leadership, your mayor, your governor, they're supposed to be speaking up on your behalf. They're not supposed to be fighting the president. Regardless, Trump is here. Get over it. We about to have him for the next 4 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you are arguing with this man who got voted in, he got voted in. It is what it is. But you can't be on here on the TV making protests, talking all your big shit, and then in the same sentence talking about he cut our funding. He won't release our federal funding for our migrants. Yeah, because he know you want to spend more money on illegals. He know that. He has direct contact with Chicago Flip Red. Let's be clear. Danny and Zoda created a whole little alliance over there with Trump and some of their people. He know what's going on here. He know that. Y'all the ones that don't know. You think your government shut down? Go figure out why your government shut down for real. It ain't just the red. Let's be clear. I really want to talk about that, but I'm not into politics like some of y'all are. But I want some of y'all who are on here and into politics, I want y'all to do your research. And one day next week, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why the government is, and I mess around and bring up a 800 number that y'all can call in and let y'all talk live on the show, make it a whole little show or something, and have a channel a number that you could dial in. Because I've been wanting to do that, to let y'all talk, for people that want to get on my page and voice their opinion. So next week, I'm going to try to see about doing that. But I'm not into politics like that. I don't know everything, but I know enough. So I want y'all to look that up for those of you that are heavy into this politics and see and explain to us on YouTube, on this channel, why the government is shut down. And maybe people will listen. Maybe they'll take their feelings out and listen to what you got to say. All right, I'm just going through the comments one more time to make sure that I answer everybody if they had a question. What name us Indian Freeman Black? We designed to call ourselves FBA. Oh, that's why I keep seeing FBA. I was wondering why I'm seeing that pop up so much. Like, it's a lot of people saying FBA, Freeman Black. We designed to call ourselves FBA. Okay, I've been seeing that a lot on my posts, even on TikTok. It's a lot of people saying that. Stand down, FBA. Stand down. This is not our fight. Charles go get on here and talk some smack from earlier. Talk about, hey, Miss Seedley, love what you done with your hair. I told y'all I was coming back and what y'all was going to say then, Charles. Thank you. Sometimes them braids have me looking a little rough, but I said, let me show them, when I know how to clean up a little bit, But my braids was older. They was like 3 months old. I was supposed to take them out a month ago. But yeah, I was like, okay, I've been looking a little rough this last month. All my little new growth out at the top. Let me go ahead and get my hair done. You say, I'm glad I found you. I'm trying to figure it out. And it's hard. Man, it is hard because because they lying to y'all on this damn internet. They lying to y'all. You talk about some you told Harpo. Went out tonight, had a little too much fun. Chad, you drunk? Chad, look, I understand. I would have had me a couple of drinks last night with a couple of my with one of my older clients. He was a client of mine, and we about to do an investment deal together. So I'm actually about to take me a little sip of wine and chill out with my mama for a minute before I pass out. They started it, so I'm listening. Stony Kane, you joined the tribe. Welcome to the tribe, man. Lee Jewel K joined the tribe. Welcome to the tribe, man. I will be giving you all some video content that no one else sees in the membership. So thank you so much for joining and becoming a member, a tribe member. Jared Tagler. Jared, is it Jarita? I'm sorry, it looked like Jarita. Jeretta. Thank you so much for the tip, Queen. I appreciate you. I told y'all I'm just scrolling down, so it don't show me the stuff until I scroll down. So I didn't even know some of y'all had joined the membership, and then Miss Charita gave me a tip. And when they were arrested, they let them go. Exactly. Oh, you from here, Jarita? You from Chicago? You know, girl, huh? I got a couple of friends that's cops, and that's what they told me. They have an ordinance. That's what people don't know. Your government has allowed all of this. That's what y'all don't know. They have an ordinance to stand down. They can't arrest them unless they do a murder. If they rob somebody, if they damn near rape somebody, they can get let go. If they do mob action, like how they be standing on corners. Remember how we used to stand on corners? They would come and tell us that was mob action, and they would disperse us. They could be in the park 50 deep, and they can't do nothing. The police just sitting there looking goofy. Because they literally have an ordinance that says they can't touch them. Again, y'all need to be asking questions. Why would Biden allow that? Why would Biden put that in? And then the states got to follow that. I say, don't y'all let these people get y'all riled up about the wrong thing, baby. I'm glad she said that. Say, yep, I saw that. Hello, Chicago flooding. Yep. Okay. Some of y'all went to his page and saw the videos that I shared. That's what I want to share too many videos because it's his page. Y'all could just go straight to his page and run him up. That way he get his views and his following up because he the one who put it out there. I just shared it. I know a singer that was in that building that was removed by the Department of Aging and sent to a nursing home around the corner. Wow. And yes, there are some black gangs in that building they know not to mess with. That's where Dr. Westland is from. And she said her grandfather was a medical doctor, so they aren't telling our true story. I know. They never tell the true story. This is why you got to be able to do your own facts. Oh, thank you, trusting God. Thank you. Pullman is definitely doing it in that soap factory. Yep, that's what I was talking about. I forgot what it's called, but it's the soap factory. I'll say I'm proud of Bill. No matter what people think or feel of him, I used to live in his ward before I bought my house and moved to Cal City. Then I came back to the city, but I'm proud of him. I could say at least I know of one alderman that's black that did something for their community because he definitely brought jobs and businesses over there. Especially when he did that Culver's and then he did Chick-fil-A. We got a whole Chick-fil-A over there. Baby, that's a whole nother ball game. He changed the game with that Culver's and that Chick-fil-A. Say add champagne. I had an aunt in Chicago and one in Glen Ellen. I like Glen Ellen as a suburb. I keep telling people that they doing this right in front of your faces and they still don't get it. They don't get it, April. Oh, way too real. I'm sorry. I thought you said April. Way too real. Yeah, they don't get it. What is I don't know if you still on here, Deuce. What is Osayo? You put the feather like a Native American. Is that what y'all people keep saying that my roots? I look Native American to y'all. I never ever thought that until I got on this internet and y'all started saying that. I literally got people asking me what tribe I'm from. I haven't done my family history back that far. I know my great grandmother. I thought I was this color because my great grandmother. Thought I was kind of red because my great grandmother, but because she was white. My grandmother Viola, her mother was a white woman, but she did look kind of native. Now that you think about it, some of the black and white photos. I never did like no ancestry DNA type stuff, so I always been a little leery of those type of places. I feel like they be collecting our blood samples and stuff. But somebody said you don't send in the blood. I guess you send in your saliva or something. Because I was like, I'm not giving nobody no blood. I'm not doing that. But yeah, somebody was like, they don't take your blood. They do the saliva. But I don't know, y'all. We so dang on. It's so many years in here. We don't know. That's what I'm saying. So much time has passed. I feel like you just never would know. You can do your history. You could do your research. You could try to, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. Sometimes, like, we just would never know all the truth because we wasn't back then. Now, unless y'all still connected with your ancestors, because some people have kept up with that. But I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, we just been through so much these last 1 to 200 years. We know it's 400 years, but just imagine the last 100 years and how much has changed and information got mixed up. So I'm getting off of here. I don't think y'all had no questions because I really was just talking and sharing information. So y'all didn't really have questions. Do you know? Besides the young man that asked me, do I know Phoenix Moon in New York, who I don't? Right. That's what I'll be thinking. Like, I haven't done anything to anyone. So why do people feel the need to tell me to be careful? That's how I felt. I'm like, who have I harmed by telling the truth? All I'm doing is telling the truth about what happened in Chicago. So when people be saying that, like, are they talking about be careful because of the alderman and the mayor? Because I'm putting them out. Like, I done been down at City Hall in the mayor face. Like, what is you talking about? Like, but hey, that's them. That's why I just told them. That's why I just said it publicly. Like, don't say that to me. Don't tell me that. Don't write it if you feel it. Because I don't live in fear. I don't operate in a place of fear. Like, be careful. Don't go there. Like, I live here. What I'm supposed to not move around Chicago? Like, and I'm telling the truth. So the truth hurts. Okay. All right. Now y'all laughing. I must have said something funny because just hella laughing. I stayed at the Chicago Hilton before. They trying their best to replace us. I remember I was coming back from the Dominican Republic and I landed at Midway. They were sleeping and laying all over the airport. Yes. They had them people in there for probably like a solid 6 months until they passed all this money. Then that's when they figured it out. I guess they got the little money from Biden. And then they started having these city hall meetings and they started passing all this money out. And we looking at them like, is you cool? We down there like, are you cool? Is this for real? Like, yeah. So that's what happened. They hitched that little scheme up and they figured out how to money launder. And that's when all the millions started getting stolen. That's when we started seeing all the mess. And then they started moving them into the hotels and downtown hotels. Like, how come y'all ain't put them in no Holiday Inn? How come y'all ain't put them in no Days Inn? How y'all putting them in downtown hotels that's across the street from people who paying $1 million condos? $1 million condo people don't want to see a bunch of people laid out on the street. They out there. One day I went downtown. Downtown looked like a third world city. They was just all over. They ain't hardly had no clothes on. Their kids was out there. It was like midnight. I was leaving, coming from some event, and I could not believe it. I was like, this is downtown Chicago? Like, it was crazy. It was crazy because they housed them in these nice ass hotels. So it's like, we not mad that y'all helping them, but how are y'all giving these people VIP service? Y'all, the same hotel you want me to pay $500 a night for, you letting them stay up here for free for months. Like, where they do that at? All the motels and hotels, y'all couldn't fill up all the little motels we got and get them a room at the motel. We ain't saying leave nobody out in the cold, but how is people getting 5-star hotel rooms? That just don't make no sense. But hey, it got done for the last 3 years and ain't nobody said nothing about it. So now all the truth is coming out. They piling all these people together from the world. HIV went up. I'm sure because a lot of brothers been sleeping with them. I've been seeing a lot of dudes with these younger Venezuelan girls, baby. They've been sleeping with them, having kids with them and everything. This is why someone was mad and talking shit to me on Facebook. I'm like, oh, that's your baby mama. That's why. A lot of y'all done went and had kids with them. You know, a lot of black men don't like black women. You see the argument online. So they think, yeah, the race is better. So now they got these little mixed babies running around here. So, yeah, I saw that a lot. You say Obama started all of this. That could be too. I heard that too. Like I said, I ain't heavy into the politics. You know, I told y'all I ain't heavy into the politics. Pandemonium was clinical witch trial. The Pandemonium was a clinical witch trial. Wow. That's deep there, Morbius. West Side L Town checking in for standing on the nation business. What's up, West Side? I see a lot of y'all in my videos saying that standing on nation business. That's how we used to talk back in the day, man. I miss back in the day. We was more together back in the day. Oh, thank you, Randy. Rand Doggy. Is it Rand Doggy? Thank you, Rand. James say, I'm glad you're back. Thanks, James. They do. Did y'all see that video that I posted? That's on TikTok too, I think. I posted that video. I post a lot on TikTok. I posted way more on TikTok probably than any platform because back then TikTok was my main platform, but I wasn't really on YouTube as much in 23. But I posted that too with them hosting a meeting in New York and how the guy had to admit that they did put an ordinance in to allow them to vote. So everything Trump was saying is not a lie. Some of the stuff he's saying, I can vouch for and say that is true. They definitely did. And even here, because they normally ask for IDs at the polls. They say they weren't asking for IDs. So they could have just walked in and voted. But Trump still won. So, I mean, hey. They say Trump bloodthirsty. The audits most definitely coming. He is. So I say he want their heads. I heard he told Pritzker he gonna come and lock him up, and Pritzker on the TV talking about come get me. He all tough and shit. Somebody needs to get his little fat ass. He gets on my damn nerve. He is a horrible governor. Horrible. And the crazy part is, y'all, Illinois is mostly red. Like, Illinois is mostly red. Chicago is the only city. And because we are the third largest city in the nation, we literally control the whole state. Y'all should see the amount of people that be cussing Pritzker out on a regular. And they be so mad. They be like, Chicago, y'all need to get y'all shit together. Y'all need to quit voting for them. You need to get these. The whole rest of Illinois is red. That's the crazy part. Illinois is huge. It takes 4 hours to drive out of Illinois if you're going down south. It takes 4 hours to go through this state. Almost 4.5 hours before you get to the next state, which is what? Tennessee or Missouri, one of them. 4.5 hours. Go downstate Illinois. They can't stand Pritzker. It's like literally Chicago has, that's the whole reason why Chicago Flip Red was organized. Zoe got mad, and one day we was down there at City Hall, and she was like, we gonna flip this motherfucker red. And she kept saying it. And so one day I was like, we should have a town hall meeting in my office and we should organize this and put this together. So me, Miss Jackson, and Zoe were the first ones I want to say that was at that meeting. We had a meeting. It was Natasha Dunn. It was a couple of people. Miss her little feisty self. What's her name? I can't think of her name, but she was down there in the beginning. All of them had been down there. And then I came down there and met them. Like I said, we all was individuals fighting, and then we just kind of came together. But long to the short, like I said, I'm the business brain and mindset. So I'm the one that got us organized. And I was like, look, we need shirts. We need to be able to go up against them. They had people, they had Bring Home Chicago. They was bringing them people down there. They was bringing CTU down there. And I noticed they all had shirts. Bring Home Chicago had white and blue shirts. CTU would come with black and yellow shirts. Sometimes they would have purple and black shirts. I said, see, these shirts show organization. It show who you with. It show who your people are. And so when they fill the room up, it's all they shirts. So I told them, I said, we need to put that Chicago Flip Red on, get a logo made and put it on a red shirt. And we go down there together. And I even put a shirt on. I was not a freaking Republican, but I put a damn shirt on because I was sick of Brandon ass. And we needed to make a statement. And it was about 12 or 13 of us. And we all went down there and we had them red shirts on. And at the end, and Brandon was just standing there. I had never seen him look me in my eye. He was just looking like this. And I got the camera up. I'm showing him. And I'm showing, and then I show me with the shirt on. And we sitting there and we sat around. This time we didn't all sit together. We sat around so he could see us. We were sprinkled around. So everywhere you look, it said Chicago Flip Red, real bold. And we just was sitting there. And the news, of course, they couldn't wait. They anchored it in. They was anchoring in on the shirts, zooming in on the shirts. And then when we got out, it was a white reporter. He came up to me and he said, who paid for y'all shirts? And I looked at him. I said, who the hell do you think we are? He said, well, I mean, what do you mean? I said, who the hell you think we are? I said, you think we broke where we can't buy our own shirts? I said, I organized this. And I never told him my name. I said, Zoli and myself organized this. We paid for our own shirts. We not bought and paid for. That shit really pissed me off because I was like, motherfucker, who the fuck you think paid for our shirts? We paid for our own damn shirts. But see, that's the difference. We came down there organized. So they thought somebody else had picked us up. No, we met in my office. We had a town hall meeting, several of them at my office. We rounded up our money. We reached out to a girl that makes shirts. I'm not going to put her name out here. She made the logo. We approved the logo. She made the shirts. Danny went and picked them up from her, and we all had our shirts. We brought shirts down for people so they could put them on there that morning, and we went and got organized. And they thought some motherfuckers paid for that shit for us. This how they think of y'all. This how they think of us when we smart and black. They think that we need somebody else to come in and pay for our shit. And I have to check his ass. We ain't need nobody to come pay for nothing. We did this shit on our own. Because I'm a brilliant ass mind. My mind did that. I set that up. I organized that shit. So that pissed me off when he said that. Who organized y'all? Fuck is you talking about? These is $20 shirts. We don't need nobody to organize and pay for our damn shirts. That's what's wrong with y'all. And that's what's wrong with the city. And I knew then how everybody else that been down there was bought and paid for. The Bring Home Chicago people, the CTU people, everybody was organized. They don't mess with P. Ray no more. She flipped. She done got some money from one of them. So if you notice, P. Ray whole conversation changed after a while. So yeah, don't nobody mess with P. Ray. She ain't part of Chicago Flip Red. She had her own thing. So don't include her in none of the stuff that I'm talking about because she wasn't a part of us. She had her own different group. And then she ended up getting into it with Danny and Zoe and them. I don't know her personally. I just know I don't fuck with her. I never fucked with her. I never knew her. But she was down there with us with the shirts on at first. Because she knew Miss Jackson and she knew Zoe. So she was with it at first. She was up there with the Trump hat on, all that. That's why I was like, y'all doing a little too much now. I didn't know they was all Republican like that. That's why I was like, so when people be trying to come on here and make it seem like, oh, well, that's on Facebook. I'll tell y'all on YouTube anyway the truth. I've always been truthful with y'all. But Facebook act like they doing something. She a Trump supporter. She was this and she was that. No, I'm not. I've always said I'm independent. But did I organize Chicago Flip Red? Hell yeah, I did. Damn right I did. Because we needed shit to be shaken up down there. Chicago was so used to doing the crooked shit that they've been doing for the last 60 years. It wasn't going to be no changes unless somebody came down there and stood on their ground. And we was the ones that did that. We was the ones that got together and actually did that. So I was the business strategist for Chicago Flip Red. Got them set up with a YouTube channel, got them set up with a TikTok channel. They news stations started reaching out to interview Danny and Zoe. So all of that came from the organization of the shirts, right? And so even for you all, when I'm talking to y'all on here, in order for things to change, you have to come together. You have to come together as an organized group to beat any system, to beat any grain, right? And that's what happened. So now they have taken it to a whole nother other level. They got direct contact with Trump and his staff members. That's why Danny always out there. That's why everything that's going on, she the spokesperson for it, because all of that came from being organized. Now they got a new person representing them last year, and I stepped away from everything like October 2024. So everything that they've done since October 2024 is all them. I have nothing to do with that. Can't take none of that credit. But the beginning of how it started, oh yeah. I can proudly say that I shook some shit up in Chicago just from organizing, getting them organized and setting it all up. So even if I didn't agree with everything, because I didn't agree with everything with Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote at all. I shared that with y'all. I didn't vote for nobody this year. I've been independent. But we needed some shit shaking up here. So don't you know the truth harms the devil? Right. That's what we were talking about. The devil be the one mad. I don't know Michi X, but everybody say I look like her or I talk like her or I sound like her. So I've heard that. I did go to her page and her channel and watch a couple of her videos. I liked what she was talking. I definitely did. But I don't know her personally. But I definitely like her page and her channel with the information that she puts out. Yep, you say got approached for mob action at 14. Right. So how we getting approached for mob action, but they ain't? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be understanding. Nobody is asking the real questions. Hi, Highway Trapper. Late to the party. What's the phone number and when is the workshop? So yes, the workshop is Monday. Here it is right here. Go ahead and take a video of it because I'm getting ready to get off of here with y'all asses. I've been saying that for 30 minutes now. Patrice, there's a tow truck ramming your car repeatedly. What? There's a tow truck ramming your car repeatedly. What the hell? Somebody mad on here? What? Y'all had the famous Daley there. Yeah, Daddy was the mayor for a long time. Why is the tow truck ramming my car repeatedly? I don't understand that. Even with the father and the son, Daley, Chicago was a better position. It was. I ain't even gonna lie. But Daley was kind of under that old mob type action. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, even with Daley and the son, stuff was still different. But Daley and them couldn't run it forever. But they definitely set some stuff up. You say, I forgot y'all got the mafia there. Right. So that's probably what people talk about. Independent where it's a free thinker. Has she asked them who purchased their shirts? That could have led to fraud and corruption charges. Follow the money requires digging. In fact, it should be a requirement to post expenses. It should. And it is technically. Your city, your county should have a financial statement at the end of every year. You should be able to pull the reports to see how the money was spent in your city as taxpaying citizens. And Brandon Johnson has not given us a full report since he's been in office. Let's be clear. So that's what we was talking about. That's what we was talking about. He said, because you got Chicago Flip Red sign on your tag. What? Because you got Chicago Flip Red sign on your tag. Because I got Chicago Flip Red together. Is that what you're trying to say? Because I got them organized. Now the tow truck ramming my car. Okay. Hey, we needed some shit shaking up here. So wasn't none of the people gonna do it. So somebody had to do it. Look at y'all FBAs on here. Foundational Black American, FBA all day. Foundational Black American, stand up. Kanye wanted Trump to come to Chicago when he first got elected. Right. And they said that Kanye was manic and crazy. And it was the way he was doing it. You know, it's a way how you do things. Like me, I've been in the cut in the back organizing, got them together, and then I moved on out the way. Right. So it's a way how you do things. But, you know, Kanye, you know, we from Chicago. We just go say how we feel it. So he just say what he want to say. He just say what he want to say. He just say what he want to say. He say, I question if the mayor is FBA. I doubt it. I don't think the mayor is. I don't even think the mayor know who he is anymore. He's definitely not FBA, right? Stoney Kane said, no, he is not. They haven't heard of the Moors and the Science Temple. Dang, it's right there in Chicago. You know what? Somebody literally just put that video. We haven't. I shared that with y'all. We are a very segregated city. Very segregated. And a lot of us don't know the history here. A lot of us don't know our own history. We don't. We are very segregated city. So a lot of information people don't know. We need to go back to claiming our original identity. And what is that? Because some people say we Moors. Some people say we the original Aborigines. Some people say we the original Native Americans. We not Native American. We was Black American. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But we need to definitely go to claiming something. You say, come across 290 Chicago Avenue. I used to hang out at Chicago Avenue all the time back in the day. We used to be at that damn circle. Chicago Avenue was lit back in the day. All the homies pull up with your cars out there, you know, flossing for the ladies with y'all Chevys and your rims. And your old schools, you know, that's how it was in the 99, 2000s. That's how it was. We was all one. Come from the South. The girls from the South Side come out west. West Side boys love the South Side girls. That's how it was. I used to be out there all the time. I ain't been out west in a long time. But I mean, besides business. But I don't hang out. I don't hang out no more. So, you know. I'm from Garfield. I'm from Austin, the West. Look at a lot of y'all. Look at y'all West Siders on here on YouTube at this time of night, learning something. Look at you West Side. They say the West Side the best side. Can we stop with the West Side versus South Side? I hate that. I don't know where we got that from, but I really wish we could stop it. I just found your channel yesterday. I think you are dope as fuck. Thank you for your authentic presentation. Well, thank you, Pisces Hayes. I appreciate that. The American government is getting some of that money. They are. So I'm trying to tell y'all. We've been hollering for them to come check us since the 70s. Man, I'm from Austin, Chicago Avenue. It's a few of y'all on here. DJ Scruffy say Lockwood and Avenue 5200. Look at y'all over there connecting West Side. Black people been dying in this country. For real. It's a Holocaust. I'm into rentals and getting this bread. I don't have time for these politics. Pisces, look, we bought on the same thing, baby. That's why I said, man, I understand it to a point, but I don't focus on it because the world is still gonna be the world, right? With like right now, the whole government shut down. Both sides is getting paid, red and blue. Senate and Congress is paid, but these federal workers got furloughed. Like, make it make sense. So that's why I said if America turned off the political and went against the political grain and just got together and worked this system and took over everything, they're gonna try to change the laws on us, y'all. They're gonna try to change the tax laws. If we literally just did everything that they did, how it's written in these laws in business and taxes. You say, has anyone asked Audrum? Let's see. Audrum, are you black or are you white? Because who was asking this? Has anyone asked Brandon Johnson why he won't move the migrants into the Caucasian neighborhoods and why he is not building the affordable housing in their neighborhoods? Audrum, yes, we have asked that question at City Hall. We yelled it actually, why they're not moved into white neighborhoods. Yeah, Audrum, them questions have been asked more than what you're asking, okay? And we've gotten no answers, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We've been down there trying to ask and talk to your stupid ass mayor, and he is acting clueless now. Now he on here protesting for some people that don't live here. So, and we can ask all day. Who cares about asking the question? We told him we don't want these people in our neighborhoods coming in, over flooding us, using up our resources, taking over our field houses, our police stations. We told him. We ain't asked him shit. We came down there and protested and told his ass. Because you get 10 people on the mic to speak for 3 minutes. So they hate when Chicago Flip Red get on the mic because you got to come down there and you got to sign in on the sign-in sheet. See, they be down there early. They be down there at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. They don't be opening up the meeting to 9:30, 10 sometimes. So they be down there hours ahead of time to put their name on the list. But if your name on the list and you get picked, then they got to let you speak. So that's why you saw Danielle and Danny on the mic so much, because the average person coming down there didn't know that. They don't know that they got to come and sign a list and they got to put their name on there and they got to be there at a certain time. Like, they don't know all that, because Danny and Zoe and others have been down there since 2023, if not before, because they was down there before me. That's how I met them. Danny wasn't down there yet. I introduced Danny and Zoe. Danny knew me, and I introduced Danny and Zoe. Danny called me and asked, can she come to one of my town hall meetings to join? And that's how they met. But it was me, Zoe, and Miss Jackson who met at first. Me, Zoe, and Miss Jackson. But Miss Jackson and Zoe, and I cannot think of that lady name. I don't know why can't think of her damn name, but she a feisty little lady. She a senior. She feisty as hell. Damn, I can't think of her name right now. But all of them were down there, and it was like 12 of them. So Natasha Dunn had reached out to me. Natasha Dunn is the one who held that press conference in front of South Shore and filed a lawsuit against the city. So that way we didn't have a migrant shelter in South Shore, because they were trying to put a migrant shelter in South Shore at my old high school, South Shore High School. So Natasha Dunn was the one who did that. And Natasha Dunn called me and said, Patrice, we need you. We need your voice. So I came down there and I got to see what was going on. And I started going down there 3 to 4 times a week with them. We was down there every day at City Hall, because City Hall has a meeting every day. They have finance meetings, budgeting meetings, zoning meetings. Like, they have multiple meetings throughout the week. But the one main meeting with the mayor is the main one, which is the one that's coming up on October 16th on Thursday. So that's the one where the mayor be there. But the other meetings is just the aldermen down there. and voting and doing all the shit that they do. So Danny and them, and I mean Danielle and Zoe and Miss Jackson, that's who you saw at first. That's how you saw a lot of their videos. You saw Miss Jackson a lot on there. And because Zoe wasn't even on the mic as much. It was mostly Miss Jackson going up and speaking up then. So once I came down, and like I said, I started asking questions, asking them, who been here, who been there. Again, I'm a business mindset. So I invited all of them to come back to my office that day. We had a meeting at the office. I got videos all on my TikTok. I showed us at the office. I bought everybody lunch, paid for their lunch. And that was the first meeting that we had down there. It was like 10 of us. And that's kind of how we all got started in talking. And then a couple months later, we came up with the whole Chicago Flip Red thing. And yeah, from there, it's gone. So, like I said, people may not like them. They may not like their antics, how they talk or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're the reason why more stuff didn't happen. They're the reason why more stuff didn't get passed. They're the reason why Chicago did not see a $300 million tax hike on a real estate taxes, because he was trying to put a $300 million tax hike on us. And actually it was more than that. I want to say it started at like $600 million. And then they fought it, and then they voted it down to like half, which was $300 million. But again, Danny and Zoe and them was down there standing on them necks. We ain't talking right now, but hey, I'm gonna get them their flowers when they do. I'm not, even if we're not talking, I'm not gonna not tell the truth. They are the reason why Chicago does not have a $300 million real estate tax hike. Why some grandmamas are able to still be in their house, because that would have put some grandmamas out, especially if you own Social Security, whatever you get in as a grandmama and your house paid for, and your taxes go up, $1,000 a month, $1,000 a year, $500 a month, $300 a month go up. That's detrimental to somebody that's on a fixed income. So when Chicago be talking smack about them, I be having to check some people, like, while you running your mouth talking, at the end of the day, they saved a lot of the city money. You didn't get some of the tax hikes you didn't get because of them. So regardless if you like them or not, you may not like that they like Trump, that they be screaming Trump, whatever. But because they down there standing on business, that's the difference. That's the reason. So I don't got to agree with everything that they do. We agree to disagree all the time. That's why we separated and we don't talk like that no more. But I'm not going to never not tell the truth about what they did. And what them being down there daily and in them people's face actually did, and what it's still doing to this day. Because the reason why you probably even have Trump here at all probably is because of them. Let's be clear. The reason why ICE is here at all is more than likely because of them. Because once Danny got called to do that hearing, that opened up a whole nother other door for them to actually have access to him, to get in the room with his people directly. I know for a fact that they have direct connections with his direct staff. So, hey, shit needed to be shaken up here, period. So I don't got to agree with it, but obviously I was put in the life and put down there to do something. So I did my part, and I'm moving. I moved on. They good. They got it. They can handle it. They strong. It's the two of them. So I'm in Texas now. I agree with your previous comment about Texas is thriving. You say it was thriving until unemployment pretty much hit across the nation. See, and that's what I'm talking about. We can't be dependent on these jobs. We got to learn how to get this money without the job. Like, you can still be thriving without a job. Like, I haven't worked for corporate America in 12 years. Because I have my own business. But once you start learning how to make money on your own and handling investments and buying buildings and fixing up land, because everybody needs some place to stay, even if they're unemployed. If they get on Section 8, if they get on government assistance, if they get housing, if they get anything, everybody needs somewhere to live. So that's why I be like, y'all need to get this real estate. Y'all need to get this land, these buildings, these lots. So You're going to learn that on Monday. I got to go. I'll come back and read the rest of y'all comments tomorrow, man. I'm tired. There are pyramids in Grand Canyon. There's a book. Now, I do know that we built this stuff. Yeah. And we got pyramids and land and hidden little cities behind other things. You say his Buick LeSabre. Crying his crooked mohawk off. Everybody be talking about that mohawk. How come they gave migrants shelter but not the homeless? Is Chicago homeless free? Well, I mean, that's the question we was asking too. Veterans, homeless, all type of stuff. I mean, again, you're asking some of the right questions, but you ain't asking all the right questions. You need to be asking, why did they do that? Why would they give them shelter and not the homeless? As far as why as far as like questioning that, why not just, well, why didn't they do this? Because that's why I feel like some of y'all be asking the question, well, why didn't they just do this? The real question is, why did they do that? Why did they put them up before homeless people? Why did they put them up before veterans? That's the question. Those are the questions you should be asking. Not why did they do it? It's done. Like, we don't need to be asking why did they do it. We need to be knowing the real why. Well, why did they put them up before that? What was the money behind it? What was the play behind it? That's how you got to be. You got to start thinking more critically, as somebody mentioned on here. I'm a critical thinker. Yes, very much so. But you become a critical thinker when you can think outside of just your circumstance. And I feel like that's how a lot of people who vote Democrat are. They only could see the Democratic way. They can't take the Democrat hat off and look at how the Republican feel, how the independent feel. For me, that's what I could do. That's how I was able to manage Chicago Flip Red without having no feeling attached to it. I don't have to believe in what they believe in. As long as I know they're going to do what I'm telling them to do to be organized, then they're going to do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be critical thinking enough to be able to look outside the box and look at everybody's point of view. I could see and understand why they were saying that, because I was down there with them arguing with this mob for 2 years. So they got mad. Danny been a Republican, but Zoe wasn't always a Republican. She turned into one. Other people turned into one. Like, if you go through a party and they keep playing in your face for so long, then that's how people flip. That's how people go to the other side. Right. So I was able to take my hat off and be like, I can understand that. I can't blame them for feeling that type of way. Right. So that's what critical thinking come in. You got to be able to look at everybody's point of view and not be just stuck in your own feeling. Right. So ask the right questions. Those are the questions that need to be asked. Why did they do that? What was the reason behind that? And that's when you go look at the federal, you go look at the money that they got, you go look at Biden's plan, you go look and see that, like the girl said on the video. Some of y'all missed it when I was playing the video earlier, but I was playing proof. You could go watch the beginning of it, but I basically had played the video with them talking about the money.
The money that is being spent. I think that there needs to be a federal audit against the company that we have contracted out to take care of the migrants. We have nurses that are being paid $64,000 a month. We have security officers that are being paid as much as $24,000 a month. We have home health care workers that are being paid up to $17,000 a month. You don't think that Chicagoans could have benefited from that? We have citizens in this city that have been on the waiting list for affordable housing for years, and migrants have been bumped in front of them. We have people who have been given up to $9,000 a month for housing assistance. That amount of money can be life-changing for some families here in the city of Chicago. We are not anti-migrant. We do sympathize with them. But what I am is I am pro-Black. I am for my people who have been mistreated, who have been marginalized, who have been disrespected. And it is disrespectful for people to expect us to give up our parks and our schools and places in our community for others. We're not saying that there's not room here, but what we are saying is that we're not going to step aside for you to accommodate them when you have continued to leave us out of the equation. So I'm not joking. Let's talk about the money that is being spent. I think that there needs to be.
And I showed another video, so y'all can go back on that one. But you heard the money that was spent: $64,000 for a nurse, $24,000 for a security guard, and $17,000 for a home. A healthcare worker, healthcare agent, all within a 30-day period. So one nurse made $64,000 in a 30-day period. One security guard made $24,000 in a 30-day period. You get what I'm saying? The question should be how and who the fuck approved that? Like, there's no nurse in the USA that y'all know that makes $64,000 in 1 month. Like I say, I'm in taxes. I do nurses' taxes, even traveling nurses. Some of my traveling nurses make $200,000, $225,000 for the whole year, though. This lady that made $720,000 if she worked there for 12 months. You get them? Where? Who? How? Those are the questions that are not being asked. See, those are the questions that I was asking when I was down there. That's why we start getting put out. They like, oh no, these niggas know too much. And you right, Audrum, when you said that he asked me that because he thought the government bought our shirts. Exactly. That's why he asked me that. Because Bring Home Chicago was paid for. Like I said, CTU paid for them. Same way the purple and the green and the black and yellow shirts with CTU paid for. They were paid for, right? But we're smart. They had someone like me who was a part of the group who is smart. I use my critical thinking skills. I use my business mindset, my business strategist hat, and now we was able to come down there and fight that. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. When you fighting a system, when you fighting the government who got the funding to pay for people to be down there in them seats, we had to get smart. So I kept telling them they're not going to listen to us individually because everybody yelling and mad, and it was real unorganized. That's why I was like, okay, I can't do this because y'all, Zoe cussing them out, Miss Jackson over here cussing them out. It just was like chaotic. And we even got into it. Me and Miss Jackson got into it the first day we met. You know, because she felt like I was down there trying. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you can't cuss people out and then expect them to do something for you. You can't cuss the mayor and the alderman out continually and then expect them to do something for you. So we kept bumping heads with that. So I'm like, that makes no sense. I'm not going to listen to you and you calling me out my name. You talking about my wife. You get what I'm saying? Like they was a little extra disrespectful. I know you mad. But I kept asking them, like, well, what's the fucking outcome? Because if we just down here cussing and fussing, then that shit don't do nothing. And I ain't with that. I'm not missing money in my business for this goofy ass shit. So I quit going. I quit fucking going. Because y'all not finna have me down here wasting my motherfucking time. I'm a whole business owner. I got shit to do. So then they called. We got it together. We had another meeting. And I was like, all right. If you want me to be involved, then this is what we have to do. We have to be organized. We have to have shirts just like they do. And so that's that next week we got together and we got the shit done. So the next time y'all saw it, you seen a motherfucker on there with a Chicago Flip red shirt. And baby, a needle could have dropped in that pen. I was so happy that day we went down there. I was so proud. I ain't even never been really proud to do no political bullshit. But I ain't gonna lie, that day I was proud because to see the look on the mayor face and the alderman and the news people was eating that shit up. They kept zooming in on the shirt, zooming in on Danny and them, on Zoe and them at the mic. I was loving it. I was loving every single bit of it because I said, got y'all asses. Got y'all asses. Y'all thought we was just down here talking like the rest of these motherfuckers. Y'all thought we was just gonna walk on off and not and go home and cry about it. Hell no. I was proud because we got they asses. We actually made it. we actually did. You get what I'm saying? Like, it felt good to go against the system and to let them know y'all not finna keep playing in our fucking face. Everybody ain't with that. That's just the way it is. Because when you talk to a lot of Chicago, that's the shit you hear all the time. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. No, it's that way because you allowed it to be that way. It's that way because you motherfuckers have gotten weak and don't say shit. See, again, I ain't never come from that type of cloth where that's just the way shit is. I ain't never been that way. My mama said all the time, I am one that's gonna ask questions. I am one that's gonna question what the fuck is going on. You ain't gonna just tell me the sky green when I could see that it's blue. Like, no. So if anything, that's what a motherfucker mad at. Mad that I got their asses organized. Get that flag that was made for us in the 60s. Send it to me. Is it the Sioux line? The Sioux line? I love that damn rapper, that Mona Leo girl. I didn't really know about her because I don't really listen to music. I listen to my Apple Music. I don't listen to the radio or nothing like that. So I don't know like what's the newest little songs out. But that Mona Leo girl, I love her. Those of y'all that's from the South, Texas, Houston, baby, I love that child. She got a song, Sexy Sioux Line. So is that what you're talking about? The Sioux Line flag that she have? It's a black and red flag, I think. Or a black and gold flag. She had it on. Okay. When you said that, that's what I was wondering. I even learned some history messing with her. Regarding reparations, do you think it should be a one-time thing, or should all of our future children receive it similar to Native Americans? I think it should be like that. I think we should have specific land like the Native Americans have. They have their tribes. They have certain land. You can't go on their land. I feel like that's exactly what we should have. We definitely need the land. We definitely need the land. The land is where it's at. The land, y'all. The land is where it's at. You could control so much with just your land. You make your own food. You got your own cattle, your own stock, your own chickens. You could build your compounds. Like, my family is huge, but my family, my mama got 7 brothers and sisters. One passed away. So 3 brothers and sisters. Because it was 8 of them. 4 girls, 4 boys. My mama the only one with 1 child. All my uncles and aunts got like 5 to 8 kids. And I don't talk to none of them. We ain't on the same page. They don't understand my mindset. They call me stuck up my whole life. They say I think I'm all that because I want more. Because I ain't never been on Lincoln Section 8 and government assistance like some of them. I just don't think like them. We're not the same. I'm nothing like my family. My mom's side, I'll say. I took more on my dad's side of the family. But my mom's side of the family that grew up here in Chicago, it used to bother me. Like, why can't we just get together? Why can't they just listen to what I'm trying to say? I held an event. I text like 80 of my cousins. And do y'all know not one person came? They actually laughed at it. I was saying I want to host a family night where I could teach you. I was doing insurance then. I was going to talk to them about getting their insurance license and teaching them credit. I text like 79 of them in a group text. Do you know? Now, one person showed up. And then like 2 or 3 of them had the nerve to laugh at it. And them same 2 tried to ask me for some money. And I later on, and I left their ass on red. Don't ask me for no damn money because you could have been getting this money. I'd have been showing you how to get the money, but you don't listen. Y'all want to be ignorant and think why you talk like that? Maybe because I went to school. Maybe because I'm a little educated. I hate when Black people do that. Why you talk like that? Why you talk white? That's not talking white. I could cuss a little bit, but I don't have to. Every word I say don't got to be slang and sounding like a Hebrew slave, like an old slave nigga. Like, So I've always been alone. I've always been a loner. I've always been in my own world because at a very young age, people didn't understand me. I've always been different. My mindset has always been more advanced, I'll say. Um that's it. That's it. They have been programmed like a lot of Chicago. A lot of Chicago think that way. A lot of people that I grew up with I think I'm all that. And as y'all can see, I don't come off at all at how do I think I'm all that? I don't come off at all like I think I'm all that. I'm very down to earth, very relatable. I'm just not with that bullshit. And I'm gonna tell it like it is. So if you acting like a nigga, I'm gonna tell you acting like a nigga. See, they don't like that. People don't like the truth no more. People so used to the fake and the phony, they get mad when you tell the truth. Like if you lazy, you lazy. If you don't want to do something, you don't want to do something. If somebody's showing you how to make money and you don't want to learn, you're lazy. But then you get mad when I say you lazy. If I'm giving you the blueprints to how to make you some money and give you a better life, but you don't want it, you lazy. That's in my opinion. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't get I don't get that. I don't get that. So I don't get that. The truth hurts, but it heals. I like that. I like that. Fabric. I like that. The truth hurts, but it heals. But it heals. Because I bet you now that my video viral, they telling everybody, oh yeah, that's my cousin. Bitch, I ain't talked to y'all since Granny died. I ain't seen my cousins or my family since my grandmother passed away, which probably like at least 4 years ago. Like when Big Mama gone, that's what happened. And that's what happened to a lot of our families. Once Big Mama passed, because she was the one holding the glue, I was only coming around for my grandmama. I was only coming around to do things for my grandmama. My grandmama wanted us to have a barbecue. These people didn't even want to bring no food. I catered the whole event, damn near, because we wouldn't have had nothing. My grandma wouldn't have had no food to eat because they didn't bring nothing. They didn't even want to bring no damn. My cousin got mad talking about why she got to bring salad dressing. Bitch, you finna walk out with 10 plates and you can't bring no cheap ass $3 salad dressing. Like this is why people, this is why Black people don't get together now because of that nigga mentality. But be the first one to make a plate and put it up. You ain't brought shit, but you done made 5 plates up in here. Like my grandma would not have had nothing. She would not have had nothing if I didn't come and have that meal catered. Like the stuff that they had in there was some bogus stuff, some chips, a little hot dog, and it wasn't enough for everybody. I literally spent like $250 to have a caterer come and bring different food meals and plates and stuff. And then you got the nerve to be talking shit about me and to me. Fuck y'all. Sorry, it is what it is. But that's my mama's side of the family. So I love them from a distance. So that's why if you want some help, this is why get in the workshop on Monday. It's free. This trust class, you need to know and understand trust, but we also going to give you the whole ecosystem. We're going to tell you about the credit. We're going to tell you about taxes. We're going to tell you about business. We're going to talk about the whole USA ecosystem of what really make America run. Okay? So you're going to learn a lot in this class. So you can text me the phone number right now, or you can scroll through and you can see the link. I typed the link up in here. We've been on here 2 hours, y'all. 2.5 hours. I'm getting off of here. I'm done with y'all. I'm not looking at nothing else. 2.5 hours. I told y'all an hour. I told my mom I wasn't going to be on here past the half an hour. She probably in there sleep. She probably in there knocked out. So get in the class at 6 p.m. You click the link, you can see it'll tell you what the class is about and the time frame. But it's 6 p.m. on Monday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, it's free. It's free. This first workshop is free. I'm gonna read the rest of y'all comments tomorrow, y'all. I'm getting off of here. Cause I could talk to YouTube all day. Y'all are very interactive. Unlike my other platforms. Y'all are very interactive over here. Y'all got a hella comments over here, baby. I'll be on here with y'all all night and I need to get some sleep. So I am going to get off of here and then I'll come through tomorrow and read some of y'all comments on here. Oh, Ma, you say I had you crying. I know. I got a little emotional in my last 2 videos, but that's what we got to do, though. Sometimes we just got to let it out. You say remembering your dad as well. Speaking the truth. Peace be unto you. May peace be over us for our fathers that have passed and anything. You say Maxine Waters is Jamaican. I never knew that. I never knew that. She do kind of got that little twang to her voice. I never knew that Maxine was Jamaican. Somebody said Nigerian. He has Haitian heritage. No, he's Haitian. You have to listen closely to how he talks. Who y'all talking about? Who y'all talking about that's Haitian? Maxine sold us out, got mad because we wouldn't protest in July. Look, all of them damn politicians had. That's why I told y'all that you can't trust none of them. Both sides got paid. Let's be clear. The blue side got paid during the Biden administration, and the red side is preparing and getting their money together during Trump administration. Okay, so that's why I say we're gonna follow the money. We're gonna follow what they do. I may even give y'all the app that I'm using that shows you the top congressman. Nancy Pelosi always pop up first. Nancy Pelosi is the highest. She has the most, not the highest pay. She has the most investments that have basically that have made profit. I'm gonna say that if I'm saying it right. On that app, it shows the top congressmen and senate and what they're investing in. So it shows like the different stocks, cryptos, ETFs that she's buying. She and other congressmen and senate. And she is always number one. So when I be telling y'all to follow the money, this is what I'm talking about. Don't follow the TV money. Follow the money of the politician. Look at what they're buying into. Look at what they're putting their money in. And it's this app that shows that. I don't know the name of it. It's on my phone. I got to find it. It's not on my main screen. But I keep telling y'all about it. And one day I will figure it out. I know it's on here. I downloaded it. I just don't know where the hell it's at. And I don't remember the name of it. And my man is already all over the place right now. But that's what I'll be talking about. That's what you want to start looking at, following the money of how they're spending their money. Remember, whoever your enemy is, you study your enemy, you watch your enemy, and then you devise your plan. And that's what we did with down there. I studied them at City Hall. I followed how they was doing, how they was bringing the Bring Home Chicago, how they was bringing CTU and having them in shirts. That was the main thing. They had to have the shirts on. So when I saw that was my enemy. All I did was put that into play with Chicago Flip Red. And here we are today. And you see where they at. That's all we got to do is organize, y'all. That's it. You just organize. Insider trading, that's what it's called? Poor dad hidden. No, I don't know if that's it. Insider trading. Is it an app? It's an app on your phone. I know that. It's an actual app. It may be a website. Like crypto.com is a website and it's an app, but I got to look it up. I don't know if that's it or not. Open Secrets websites. Y'all okay? Y'all throwing a couple of names out. I don't know. I'm going to look these up. It's late. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Let's talk tomorrow. I'll see y'all on tomorrow. I know some of y'all be watching the game. Is the game on tomorrow? This football season for y'all, right, fellas? So y'all probably not going to be on after... I don't know what time I'm gonna come on here, but y'all will figure it out. Maybe give y'all a notification that I'm on here. Because Because now I can't even think no more. It's going to be 1 o'clock. I need some sleep. I love y'all. I'm out. I'll be on sometime tomorrow. I don't know when, but probably closer to the evening.